Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to another edition. This is the second episode of the webcast of Singwa Mzi. I hope you enjoyed the last one where we actually closed the topic off in talking about online training, and we delve deep into a new one, which is aerobic training or fitness in general profitable? So we're going to talk a little bit about that, and the person who caused the whole commotion, Singwas himself, Mzi from Givegasfitness in Pretoria, is broadcasting from Pretoria, and I am here in East London in the beautiful city of Emondi. Mzi, unjani namhlanje?
Hey, buti ku right man. No. Last week bengithuke ngibila nobila hayi ngcono namhlanje.
Why were you so nervous?
Hey, mfondini, hey, camera iyaluma. These cameras have teeth. But no, man, I was
good yourself. You looking good. Yeah, wathaba no theba.
Hey, I had to go xa ndizibona phandle yo andikamanga nogama umlomo uxebile. Akawuzelelwa ngapha. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, man, I think that episode is one of the episodes that I will remember for the longest time, because that was the first episode, and yeah, at least I feel better in this one. I'm happy, man. I'm happy.
Confident.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We're talking about whether the fitness industry in itself, and I quote, aerobics awana mali.
Yeah.
So we want to actually go deeper into that this week. I know you've got your own experiences, Wena. I've got my own and my story. I will also say and just put in a little emphasis on my personal story on this fitness journey. So I want to say something to Senzo in hindsight, but in all of that, I want to know first, before we carry on, how was your week from last week?
Yo, aqala ngam futhi ngoba kumele siqale sitye wena this week. Man, my week was good. Didn't do anything new. It was the old routine that I usually do: online classes, recording of classes, teaching on Zoom, going to the gym and teaching. Oh, of course. Well, the new thing was the podcast. But there was nothing. I had no events. I had nothing. I saw your activity though on Facebook. You seem to have been a very busy man. You were very busy.
Extremely busy. You know, I think from the last episode that we had, indoor that got me very busy was social activity and social media. And I've realized, like we said from last week, you know, being on an online platform is a lot more of a task than we would have thought. So I decided just to blast on the airwaves and also blast on social media, e-marketing yam, and I've changed a little bit the strategy some. Otherwise, I did classes as per normal. I did boot camp as per normal. Like I've said before, I've taken a pause with online training, and I've kind of like wonge umntu in inquiring about online training because I for myself, I don't think that I am ready since you love editing, and I know it's your passion. I know it's something that will still drive you regardless of whether it's making money or not.
Amen. You always like closing with a compliment, Kum. Okay. I'll bring that.
But it said that, okay, you know what? Let's just go on to it. Usenzo made a very interesting and also controversial statement on Facebook, and it was coming from a very emotional side of him, because I think that he experienced a lot of disappointment in what he thought was going to be the end result, in what he was told it would be. You know, being a guy in fitness, being a professional in fitness, I think we are always told that we will become millionaires. You know, the goal is to become millionaires. The goal is to become successful. And success is relative. And that's one thing that we need to understand. So in actually tackling this topic, aerobics, awanamai, what is your perception about what he said? Your perception, not according to what he said.
When I saw, let's start. When I saw that post, I also checked where he was coming from. I was checking, okay, Senzo, because when he started with aerobics, he was coming from a background where he worked as a teacher before he joined aerobics. And now he made a decision to come full-time into aerobics. And I remember his first step started SS Workout, which is a workout program that he designed from scratch. So I'm sure you saw a lot of people talking about SS Workout. So he got a lot of promises. He got a lot of promises and all that stuff coming into like now, today. And which means he is where he is now because most of the things that he had planned did not succeed or did not go the way he wanted, because I'm sure there is some level of success, but we will hear everything today. So now, as I was reading, I read from a point of view of somebody that knows Senzo's story, which is why my response was the way it was. You understand? That is why I even said, no, Chief, it is not because there is no money. There are people who are making money in the industry, but we have to know what is it that they are doing that helps them to make money, and that the ones that are not making money don't do, because that's the only thing that will separate here. What is it that they are doing that other people who are not making money are not doing? You understand? I believe that this is what we are going to uncover today. Aerobics. Yeah. I don't know if
Senzo on the line.
Yes, I've got Senzo on the line.
All right. Senzo, I want to ask Senzo a few questions. And the first question, Senzo, that I want to ask you is, what have you been doing in fitness for the last 5 years? So from 2016 until now, what have you been actually doing in fitness? Everything.
First and foremost, I'm Mnyazi. Like they said, I'm a bit nervous because I'm Israeli interview. But
No. Was kulume.
You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Senzo,
what has been done for the last 5 years? As Mzi mentioned, one of the big projects in the last 5 years was to try and promote the SS Workout. And I went as far as trying to get that slot on his national broadcasting. And then before then, it was me trying to compile the SS Workout and to make it a fine and a quality product that is effective and it is as competitive as amanye products akhona out there. For the last 5 years, into was there. Other than acquiring these certificates to go with exercise, attending workshops and improving on the skills that I have, and then securing employment on these big brands. So I can say during the
okay, right,
just trying to secure SS Workout. Of which now they had its own ups and downs.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. All right, you know what, Mzi, now Senzo. One thing that I think I always set myself apart from everyone else is that in everything I do, there has to be some sort of profitability. If not now, but sometime in the near future, Because if you ask me, do I do free workouts? I'll tell you, yes, I do free workouts. If you ask me, do I go to events and not get paid? I'll tell you, yes, I do go to events and not get paid. You know, there's a certain amount of exposure that we as instructors should be getting without getting any financial kickbacks. But in that, there has to be money made. There has to be money made. In what Usenzo was saying about aerobics, I want to say that, yes, if you were saying that doing aerobics only does not produce as much money as he would have wanted, then he is in fact correct. But in general, fitness, you need a lot more than one stream of income. So if, for instance, you're a personal trainer, you can't just do personal training. It is impossible for you to earn good money just from doing personal training. I've got few friends of mine, who've been doing personal training at all these exclusive gyms. They don't sleep, bro. They work from Monday to Sunday, 24 hours, literally a day, client back to back. And the guy is earning a lot of money, but he's not able to get any rest until such time that after money burn out. And when you get it burned out, you must rest. And now when you rest as a personal trainer, you're not getting any form of income. No form of income. So one thing that I say now, how I set myself apart from the rest is that I've been able to get passive income, not from just training people, but being able to earn income from not even working or not even working as hard. So what I did was that by nature, I'm a personal trainer. I'm new to this group exercise training department. But I saw that in fitness, abantu do not want to lift weights. They bayakinya by lifting weights. They want to have fun. They want to dance. They want to just have something that will not make them painful, or endure any pain. So what I did is that I kind of left the weights department for some time and I focused on group exercise training because there were masses of crowds that were loving group exercise fitness. And then I saw that people were doing events. So I was in group exercise, I was in personal training, and then I saw that, hey man, there's another form of income, events. And then people were doing events once a year. I was like, no, I can do events every weekend, not once a year. Every weekend, I must have an event. That means 4 events a month. That means minimum of money. That's a constant amount of money. Let's call it 20 Rand coming into my bank account every month just from events. And then there's some money coming in from personal training. And then there's some money coming in from group exercise training. And then I heard a friend of mine who was going to corporates. Corporates fun with companies like Daily Dispatch, or Department of Health, or these departments, they always want e-wellness days. Yeah. So we're going to invite this insurance, we're going to invite this gym, we're going to invite this nurse to come and test us, and then we're going to have a bride. I'm going to write a concept where I go and train them weekly. So I tackle a few corporates where I can have a contract with them and say, you know what, stop doing these wellness days that are once a term or once in 6 months. They have a budget for it. Human resources requires by government stipulations that you must have an HR department. Now, HR department is that they play soccer games, they play netball, and they go on tour and they braai. That's what they do. But the thing is,
and then they change.
Then they change. So, but in most departments, they actually don't have these sporting codes because most of them don't want to play sports because it's something that they did when was. But they know, they have a running department. They have an aerobics department. They also have a sporting code department. So that's where I come in the fitness. Now I can choose to come in the fitness side, or can go into the running department, or I can control sports. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to approach these departments and I'm going to tell them, you know what, I'm going to quote you for coming to your department once a week or even once a month, and I'm going to quote you for that. So I'm going to get $5,000 from you. I want a year contract from you in order to use my services. And that's that. That's company number one. I make sure that I at least have 10 companies that I train at least once a week or once a month, and money is coming in whether that training happens or not. That's where the passive comes in. That's where the passive income comes in. Yeah. So you secure those contracts. Those contracts are key. They are mandatory because they are what drives the business. When Miss P says, Mzi, I need imali for diapers. What's Mzi going to say? No, I have to wait. I have to wait for guests to pay. No.
Diapers and Senzo is asking a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, ask Senzo.
Hi. Ben, I didn't want to ask a question, but just to clarify something.
Okay, yes, please do that.
Fitness industry. It should depend. It's very broad. You have your sports science, you've got your nutrition, you've got your massage, you've got your personal trainers, you've got group exercise, you've got the manufacturing sectors, those that produce gym equipment, you've got those corporates that run a gym. So fitness industry is very broad. That is number one. Number two, I think most people misunderstood me when I was aerobics. I was speaking specifically with group exercise and doing classes. Now, when you are doing personal training, when you are doing these standards for wellness, and that is something that is totally different. Because that one has demand. Personal training has demand. Sports scientists has got demand. Those guys that do sports massage, they are living that. But when it comes to group exercise and doing classes, abunama, because we don't even have we don't have a financial structure for overall group exercise. Understand? When I said that group exercise, I was not thinking of the fitness industry as a whole. Because I only do group exercise industry. I'm not into manufacturing agent, manufacturing company. Like that, these big companies that produce the equipment for machine, and they make tens and thousands of money.
Okay, gentlemen. There is something I wanted to say, because now this is how I view statements like Senzo. When you said ama aerobics awana mali, I'm not going to go to the entire fitness industry. I'm just going to talk about aerobics, because aerobics they are different from other things. That means they are different from PT. They are but aerobics specifically, if you Senzo go to Ford, for instance, and do what Hercules is talking about, you are still doing aerobics. I don't know if you get me, because the statement was ama aerobics awanamal. If you choose to do aerobics online and get people to sign up to your thing, you are still doing aerobics.
Yeah.
If you if you do it at a hall where you are staying and get people to pay you, you are still doing aerobics. If you go to a club and teach there, you are still doing aerobics. All of these have got some back-end work. Are you clapping these days? All of these have got some back-end. There is a back-end work that must be done. To join a club, there is back-end work. That means you have to get your certificates, you have to prepare for a hiring review, must go for that hiring review. Every time when you finish teaching, you have to sign. What do you do when you have an online? You have to make sure you've got a website or whatever way you're feeding your people. You have to make sure your videos are advertised. You have to make sure, you understand? But the back-end work is different on each of them. If you have to go to court and secure a contract, you have to make sure you build those relationships, secure the contracts and all those things. But you are still doing aerobics. So what I was saying is that
I'm on audio. You can't see that my hand is up, like I'm there. Like,
yeah, can I just close? Then I will. I'm sorry, sir. Next time we'll do a video. so to close this point off, so that Sensor can say something. What I'm saying is that even if you are not with, even if you are not only with Virgin Egg, I'm going to cut that part out. Even if you're not with a big company and you do aerobics and get paid differently, you are still doing aerobics. That's what I wanted to emphasize. That is where I was coming from with all my comments. You understand? Because the qualification is the same. Yeah. Now, Senzo's hand was up. Yeah. As I think it's dark here in the house.
Okay, now, next, can I say this? One of the biggest challenges with this big company, the biggest challenge is the clients that want to pay their monthly fee. So now, if you can check the state, to claim their money, submitted to a debt collectors, it's a very high number of people. So people don't, not everyone who joins the gym who has a gym in one, and then two, not everyone who comes to the gym on a contract here a certain period of duration pays for it. So with that said, multi-location, I think it's calling multi-location. Multi-location is your gym, whoever, like you make them pay or Navantaba, whoever the number is. It's not, they would not be consistent. Why? Because a gym or a particular group of society is a seasonal business. Meaning now, no December, you don't have clients January, clients up until March. From March it starts to deteriorate their pants up until emotion because it's gym. So you don't have a constant or a straight flow of income. Makes sense?
Yeah, Hercules' hand is up. I get you. I heard you, Senzo. I heard you very well. And I believe I also have something to say, but let's let Hercules to say something.
Okay. I'm very glad Senzo actually raised this very, very important point, and that is consistency. This is something Gimnage when I'm Z, now as Senzo, that I always preach to my sales team. I believe that I am a sales god, all right? I am a god when it comes to sales. And I've always said this to all my friends who have been in private practices. Because when I went to varsity, I studied law, I'm a BCom law graduate, and then later on I did my fitness diploma.
My turn. It's my turn to clap.
So when it came to profitability in your industry and whatever profession that you choose, sales. Hey, sales are very important when I Senzo. Now, when you say that your clientele is not consistent in payments because wherever you train, that means you are attracting bad business. You need to move away from bad business. Don't change your pricing. Go to business that can afford because there's always business that can afford your pricing. You know, in East London, we still East London. In East London, not yet. In East London, there are different grades of trainers according to price, and they very well known. A is very pricey. B is J. C average. D cheap. You know, and most people that can't afford or don't want to pay as much when they don't prioritize their fitness, they go to the lower income trainers. And more than often, they are always the instructors and trainers who are not qualified, who are doing this as a supplementary income. So it's someone who has a job and is just doing this part-time, or it's someone that does not have any work, that does not have any experience, and is pretty happy with charging 30 Rand a month for 5 days training. So when you say that your clients are not consistent throughout the year, and this fitness business is a seasonal one, yes, it is a seasonal one, but there are strategies that you have to implement way before time. You know that winter is coming up. You should have planned a winter program in January already, that you would have said, you know what, in January to about April, the numbers are very high. From May, they start dropping until September. So you would know your target in terms of money on monthly, how much you want to earn, and then sign up that number. And obviously it's going to be a lower number than the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. And you then have to budget with that. So you have to look for good business. I stay away from clients that cannot pay low premiums. So if, say, for instance, I have an event that costs 20 Rand, and I say I want to have 100 people there, and I market this event, it's 20 Rand, and I get people saying that they want to come to this 20 Rand event, but they don't have the 20 Rand now. They will have it month end. Do you know what I do? I leave. I delete that person's number. I don't contact them again, because there is no way, when I'm charging 20 Rand, I can't wait for month end for 20 Rand. No. Because when I want to sign you up now for boot camp, I'm going to be charging 50 Rand. So how many months am I going to be waiting for 50 Rand?
2 months.
You know? Yeah. So the business, a good indicator of a good client is when you market them. Now, when you market, your marketing strategy has to be good. You know what you are selling. You are not selling the price. You are selling the service. You are selling the service and you're selling the result. This is what I can do for you. And this is how I'm going to do it for you. And then you mention the price later. I never, ever mention prices with anyone that comes my way. Anyone who calls me and says, Singwa, I know you have a boot camp. How much is your boot camp? I tell them, listen, come to boot camp for a trial session. And they tell me they're too busy. Then I tell them I cannot tell them, because I don't want clientele that I can't have a relationship with. Mm-hmm. So I see these posts on Facebook, people going, inbox me for prices, and they're always talking down on businessmen that say that we should go on inbox in order to talk about a price. We are not in the same competition strategy. We have to build relationships with our clientele. We are not selling retail merchandise here. As things condoms. Condom, 5 Rand condom, 5 Rand condom, 5 Rand, 10 Rand condom. We're selling a service, all right? And this service differs from instructor to instructor to instructor. Mzi, asiyazi, group exercise fitness yake, after a session, he offers hugs. Now, I don't offer hugs, you know? I don't offer hugs. Now, what I offer is that I offer kisses, you know, and that's my selling point. So I sell the service, all right? So when I sell the service, I put a price on my service and I put a price on my results. And that's what they pay for. They don't pay because they look at the price. They look at the worth. And I gladly always refer anyone who says to me they want to pay 10 Rand for boot camp or anything. I have my
Okay,
I will not.
My hand is up. My hand is up.
Okay, yeah, sense. Before
so I refer all those people that would say that they can't afford this price right now to my trainers that I know would be taking those people that money.
Yeah. Okay, Senzo, before he goes in, he mentioned quite a number of things, Senzo, and now I'm a person that likes going a little bit deeper into these things and maybe use imizekelo yam and that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Senzo, you can't see this. Do you know this book?
Book.
No, Senzo. The name of the book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. Yeah.
I know the book.
This book says, because he mentioned something about training being seasonal. This book says, when Singwa ubangaba, every month or every time you get paid, put away at least 10% of what you just earned. Every month, irrespective of how much it is that you are earning, put away 10%. And I saw this over lockdown. Everything that I've managed to put away during that time. I've managed to purchase stuff that I'm using this year to do the broadcast. I managed to buy softwares that I am using this year to do the broadcast. And I'm like, this thing works. That means if I continue saving here, I am going to be able to get something else at the end of the year. But what I'm saying is that if you put away at least 10% every month, December, whether the season is high or low, you will be able to have something. You understand? Then to add, doesn't matter how small what you get is, if you're putting away some money, you are going to, at the end of the day, have money to reinvest it and improve on the service that you are giving people. That I just wanted to touch this finance issue because I know that months are not going to be the same. So we really need to be on that line. Yeah, I just wanted, because I had the part of seasonal. And I think let Senzo add.
You are very correct. You are very, very, very up on. There's no greater truth than that. And I'm not disputing that whatsoever. However, this is my experience when it comes to group exercise. When you're doing the activity selection full time, and then you've got these family responsibilities, I would just try all that stuff. So you actually maybe tell that the 3,000 a month. None of my wishes are going to regardless of how much you earn. Put away some money, but sometimes it's difficult to figure out. However, it boils down to its discipline and financial management skills. This is what I wanted to say before initially short. If to make things clearer for you without mentioning any names. Since I've got into the industry, with the sustainable A4A and I've met a lot of instructors, a lot of great instructors who have been here longer than me. However, I haven't met any instructor who's financially liberated when the AMA classes own. Understand? Those that are financially liberated are those that do AMA classes and then they have received gas and then they sell alkaline water and then they do what meaning they have a multiple streams of income. You understand? And I have met personal trainers that only live with personal training only. I should have these other streams of income. They only live with personal trainers because personal training has some form of financial liberation as compared to exercise.
Singwa.
You know what?
Yeah.
No. Mzi,
yeah.
Let me go in first.
Yeah, go first.
I've got a lot of friends in personal training. I've got a lot of friends in personal training. Personal training is if you give a lot, you get in a lot. It's pretty simple. You have a price that you charge. You take in as many clients as you can. You make them pay a package fee. So you either charge per session or you have a package fee, monthly fee, that you say you train them, because most personal trainers in East London always say that, okay, 3 times a month, and then it's 12 rand a month. You work hard, not sitting down, bro. Those guys are suffering. Burnout is real. These guys work hard and they get paid, but they don't enjoy their money. They don't enjoy their money because they are not able to take breaks.
If you go to the gym, if you go to the Senzo, what are you saying?
I mean, I'm saying, okay, they don't rest, yes, fine. Yes, fine. But there's money. You can put in equal work, do 7-10 classes a day and group exercise. You don't even come close to making the money into a month.
For a second now, Senzo, for a second, gentlemen, let's forget about teaching at a club as a solution for money. Just for a second, let's forget that's not money. I'll make an example. Today, it's month end, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be disclosing this, but fuck, it happened. I haven't gotten paid by whoever I'm doing classes for. I haven't gotten paid, but I do have money. It doesn't mean I cannot take Miss P out today because I haven't gotten paid. You understand? Why? It's because I'm not only depending on those classes. Those classes, when that money comes, I use it to help where I need help in. But the point I'm trying to make is doing classes, let's forget seeing that as what group exercise or aerobics is. Teaching classes, I went back to teach at the gym because I want to be able to grow, because I am in a position where I get to, the way I'm working now, group exercise, I don't want to mention much. Okay, I'm a master trainer. I've got courses that I'm doing that they take me to. I get to rub shoulders with people that know more about fitness because I'm there. And I also get paid, yes, a little bit of what I do. But I don't see this as a solution. And yes, I get to see the members on a daily basis, where now I get to build this relationship where if people are moving to Cape Town, for instance, they can still be in touch with me through online training. I'm making an example, that it's not the only way I get clients. But the point I'm trying to make is this: let's forget that teaching at someone else's studio is going to make you money. Let's find other places where we can teach and make money.
I think.
Yabona, when it comes to running your own gym, and it's totally different. Then you can live a different life. Initially, understand.
Hercules, what's happening to your network? Hercules, I think he's saying something, but we are cut. Hercules.
No. So I was saying that he was talking about people that have their own gyms, and then?
Think to me now. People who have their own gyms, their own studios, you can, when it comes to that, now you can be financially liberated, depending on the magnitude of your own location, obviously. from that one, you can actually be financially liberated in doing that.
I think that's the goal that you should be going for in a sense, to owning your own studio. Let's start off with a studio, because a gym, it takes quite a lot of capital to have a gym.
Yeah.
A studio, not so much, but it's a starting point. I mean, you can open up your own studio, a garage. You can open up your own studio in the hall of a school, a lokshin. So Senzo says about he operates from a lokshin. I mean, there's school halls, there's church halls, there's garages, zomeza. You can pay a nominal fee kumeza for each space. You're using the space and umban and water, and just have a garage and then have your own studio park. I mean, or if you do have a garage at home, you can open up a garage, or you can. I've seen even studios, a container. I don't know how these guys have containers, or they go to scrapyard and they get a container, or do they buy containers? But I mean, the goal is to open up your own studio, Senzo.
Yeah. If that studio is there, then now the next lessons can be learned, how to do sales. There are many people that can help. Then how to save money, how to use your money wisely, so that you are able to have money throughout and grow that business as well. Because if it's not going to grow. And you sent me a WhatsApp, Hercules, where you were listing a number of things. You also mentioned home personal training.
Yeah.
You also mentioned home personal training as one of the things. Corporate, grooming exercise trainers, boot camps, weekend.
Wait, on that grooming instructors. Do you know one thing? It's actually something that was that came to me when I was talking to Tebe Mangate.
Yeah.
From Kimberley.
Bloemfontein.
From Bloemfontein. Utebe spoke to me when I invited him to the Hercules Bootcamp Fitness Family Fun Day, because I met him at another event, ASM. And I said to him, you know what, I would love to have you, because you're a guy from Bloemfontein, and I would love to have someone outside the Eastern Cape to come and do one of my events. And then he says to me, all right, he wants to check whether he'll have someone to do an event of his on that day that I had my event. And I'm like, okay. No. And he says, he has this group of instructors. And then I go, okay, go on. This guy trains and grooms instructors, and then these instructors go to either gyms or do events, and they get paid, and they pay a portion of their salary back to Tebe.
You're kidding me.
I'm telling you. I was like, I don't know whether this is like something that happens, but he was like sort of like an agent, and I was like, wow, that's exactly what recruiting agencies do. They open up shop, they conduct interviews, they go to SAB, and they say, listen, we've got these list of candidates, pay us money, we've already interviewed them, we got their qualifications, here they are, so you can do the final interviews of who you want to choose. So Tebe is that recruiting agency, and I never knew that this form of business actually exists, And I was like, wow, that's actually that's another passive income.
Yeah, it is. It is. I never thought of it that way. Also, I never saw it coming. Actually,
I promise you. So what he does, he grooms these guys. Like, he grooms people from scratch, people that just come in. So he grooms them, he gets them to qualify, and then he draws a contract with them. I suppose it's probably a 3-year contract or whatever. It has a certain term. So any event they do, because they do business themselves. So anything that they go to, they have a portion that they pay back to Tebe for grooming them. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Hey, that's an unending thing.
Yeah, that's amazing passive income.
Okay, then I said, and then you said boot camps.
Yes.
And then you said weekend events, and then you said fitness tours. And,
yes.
And now there's something
another one.
Look.
There's another thing that in the fitness industry that no one has done, and I am doing it now. Is that, you know, in music, all right, when you release a single, you tour, right? You tour. So anyone who releases any single, they tour the country. Damn, they even tour Africa. They even tour the world. Now, why don't we have a fitness tour where we go around South Africa?
Actually, remember when we started the workout concert? I don't know if you knew me back then, 2017. We tried a tour. We went to Rustenburg. We went to Polokwane. The workout concert even went to Mafeking. However, on our side, our biggest mistake was that our focus was on the production. We never really had a business side of doing this. So if this tour can be planned with a business side in mind, it will work. Can't wait for this tour. I know that I'm in the lineup. Listen when I had to list. Before we go far, there's something that nobody has ever said regarding the fitness industry. Let's say someone does not have a business, does not have business skills, or does not even, let's say does not have skills to be in business and will not be in business at all. Even if business would be to walk to the shop, they still won't do business. Let's say we've got that kind of a person because they exist and they happen to be very good group exercise instructors. And these guys, they are not going to earn, unfortunately, right? I ask myself, why? Senzo is saying it's raining. Look, Senzo. I'm asking myself, Senzo dropped the phone. I'm asking myself, why we never have, what are these things? Not labor brokers, unions, like any other industry. Why there aren't any unions in the fitness industry?
First of all, the fitness industry is not regulated.
Is that the only reason?
It's not regulated. And also, the Department of Sports and Recreation, Arts and Culture has linked sport and fitness. They've linked sport, they've linked fitness, and they've also linked arts and culture into that. So it's a very broad spectrum. There's no one to regulate us. There's absolutely no one to regulate the fitness industry in South Africa.
Wait. Repsa in. Actually, Repsa is a regulation sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then why don't they stand for the? People must be must be members of Repsa for Repsa to stand for them.
Yes, I think they
do. They do that? Because I doubt they do that. How come?
No, they don't.
Because we've never had a fitness mobilization. Never, ever. This guy, gyms as in, they can get away with not paying the guys. And now we're talking about people who will not have any. What is it that? Yeah. Yes.
It's a big problem. And
my hand is up.
Yes.
Are you back?
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. Yes. In the because of the way the part and we'll try.
Yes.
Now I've got a question, man. I'm not sure if it's 2 years back or a year back. The government wanted to implement that thing you would no one should train anyone angana qualification. And then that would be those guys that teach, especially in these big brands that do classes, Mara, they are not qualified. Maybe now they will be qualified and there will be a certain average rate or there's a standard rate instructor has to be paid. So you have to lap that in if you know in by the way clean and then exam Thailand the
What happened?
They wanted, like Ustenza said, they wanted to regulate instructors, trainers that were qualified, and also make it illegal for illegal trainers with no qualifications to train anyone, which was a good thing. But how was it going to be regulated when the industry itself is not regulated? And who was going to regulate it? Because remember, sport, fitness, and arts and culture are combined. They're not separate. There's Department of Sports and Arts and Culture.
So
and fitness falls into that.
So it falls in as a sport. And
it's not a sport.
It's not,
but it's combined with sport.
It can either be a sport or not a sport.
It's not a sport. Fitness is not a sport.
What is it?
What is different? Yeah, it's fitness, but in health and wellness.
Okay. Remember, if you're saying it falls under the Department of Sports and Sports, Arts and Culture.
Yes.
So is it an art?
Or culture.
Or culture?
No, it's not. Remember, there was a guy that explained why it was combined. All right. But fitness does not fall under arts, does not fall under culture, does not fall under sport. It's fitness on its own.
Okay.
But the reason remember it was combined with sports and arts and culture is because of budget constraints.
Question. Let's forget that now fitness is what? Ne? Let's forget if it's either sports or whatever. Let's go back now to labor, because these people that are doing this fitness, they pay tax, and I'm sure the Department of Labor should be responsible for anybody that pays tax that they get a budget from, including that Department of Sport, Arts and Culture, because the tax that we pay, they get a budget from it. Now, why? Now, thinking along the lines of Department of Labor and everything, why don't we have a mobilization? Is it because of the people that we are? If I can say, guys, let's go and picket and leave my classes, they will get a fill-in, someone will go and do that fill. Is that the reason? Why is it that we cannot mobilize and make our voices heard? Now I'm talking about now someone that is not going to enter in any business thingy. How come those people cannot mobilize?
Yeah, I think that's a question that needs to be answered by those that actually control this industry.
Because if you think about it, it's not only the instructors, even the people that work at gyms. I've never seen their mobilization. They complain every day about not getting paid, but they
don't have any labor unions.
Why?
They don't.
Why? Something is wrong. And I believe someone is benefiting any union. There is someone that benefits from it. I wonder who is it and who do they pay? Look, obviously in my position with one of the companies, this is not the best thing to say, and I cannot dive deeper into it unless I say to anybody, but for now, this is not something I want to do. So I'd rather behave, or maybe it's how they think.
a black man will keep quiet where his pocket is concerned.
Look, man, I don't know. Look, the thing is, we once tried something like this. We had a meeting. We once tried a Black Instructors Movement, and we actually got people coming in the movement who were taking information and giving it to the other side. Yeah, we got something like that.
For benefit.
I don't know, Joe. I don't know.
They served as spies.
I do know some. If I can drop names here, you will go like, huh? But we spoke about something similar last week. Yeah, and this week I don't want to be controversial. I want to be kind. This is Senzo's week. Senzo.
But going to that, I want to talk to Senzo just in closing, because I think we've spent a lot of time on this.
Yeah.
Senzo, do you think that you've got it in you to try again? And this time, if you're going to try again, are you going to do things differently? Meaning that, are you going to now go into sports, massage, therapy, and also still do classes, and also probably groom some instructors, and also do events? Or are you saying, no, you're done, you're going back to teaching?
Right. One thing I'll stop completely doing aerobics events. So for me as a nomad. However, I would never stop teaching because I've realized that the mistake that I have made, I as an individual, was to think that with aerobics only I can have a financially liberated life. Now, I would say now I'm looking into venturing into other things that would allow me a financially liberated life than to give my life to group exercise like I did before. Since I'm teaching all these classes, just in the right classes, now I'm busy with hours of yoga, and then I will do this as a group exercise, trying to make a name for myself as a group. You can have a group experiment, but I think that was a mistake. So I'm gonna try and retune that I exercise out, but I think after I'm doing that. But I'm not gonna stop it, not anytime soon. However, it's definitely became a harsh reality born with mistake I've done was giving my life to the group exercise and thinking that it will offer me financial liberation.
I hear you.
Before you close, Hercules, I've got a public, not a public announcement. I've got a public proposal, right? Senzo has designed a program he calls SS Workout. Right. Now, my request is that, and to Senzo as well, is that we take SS Workout and Senzo maybe have a Zoom meeting like this, or after this we can complete this whole thing. But have the SS Workout, get it on your tour, and I get it online. So what Senzo can do is to send us the information, or give us a crash course on SS Workout, so that we can qualify and become SS Workout qualified teachers for our companies. And then whenever I do my classes, I can put SS Workout logo at the bottom of the video if I did an SS Workout video. And if you are going to do a SS Workout at your event, you can also credit Senzo. That way, we can give it a little bit of traction. And then you can start, and I believe Senzo doesn't need to come to Pretoria. at Bronkhorstspruit, he can get clients. That's a town closest to where he stays. He can get clients, and I can visit once in a while. We do something at Bronkhorstspruit, and if he feels that Bronkhorstspruit has got a lot of people who
I'm more than.
Yeah, maybe we can try and see. I think some of the things that I have in mind, I will say it on the side regarding how we can recruit people from Bronkhorstspruit to join SS Workout. What do you think, Sense?
Yes, Nyapu. And after that postman, a lot of things started out there.
Hey.
I didn't know that you can actually register a theater. I think you pay 450 or something. Ukuthi when I think njengoba nenza nanto nithi come and teach you SS Workout, and then be certified and actually have a valid certification of some sort.
Yeah. Plus, you mentioned that you are also a facilitator, so this won't be much of a problem. You won't have to hire a lot of people to do the work.
Yeah, on that one, so that one I can actually put on the podcast.
Yeah, let's discuss it after this. I think it's something like that. Hercules, let me jump. Let me jump. Senzo, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, just for the class. I know. I'm not.
You've got a class, okay? It's only one class.
Yeah.
I need to find you something to do on my weekend. Hercules, what are you up to this weekend, man?
Today, I've got a big event. Today is the 26th of February, 2021. I've got a big event in Tanzania City Mall. That's where we're having the last Friday of February. And tomorrow, 27th of Feb, I am going to Equa, Butterworth. And we're also going to have one of the last events for Equa. And I'm planning a big workout program as well as event for Equa coming up. So I'm going to focus more now on East London and surrounding areas. And I've also got a home in PE. So we're ending off with a big bang this weekend. So it's in Tanzania on Friday, which is today. And then tomorrow, going to Equa. And we're going to give it a banger.
All right. Okay. Now this weekend, what am I doing? Tomorrow, which is on Saturday, I've got an online Zoom event, 6:30. 90 minutes event. I'll be teaching with Coach X online for my clients and her clients. And then we also told them to invite their friends. And then on
have you guys
Sunday,
monetized it, Oganye?
Yeah? It's a free event for our clients.
Have you guys monetized it? Is it a free event?
No. It's a free event for our clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then on Sunday, I've got a recording with McDonald.
Okay.
Yeah, we're doing a video. I've put together a team that I'll be recording with, a team of instructors. So McDonald is one of them, and then I've got two other instructors, Chito and Kim. But they are not available this weekend, so they will be recording with us next weekend. Don't know where we'll be recording, but we're trying to take this to the next level, both with the podcast and also with the teaching. And yeah, I'm going to also talk to you after this. There's something I have in mind for everybody. Yeah. That's all, man. I think we're done out of here. Hercules, don't go. We'll just stop the cameras and call Senzo again. Yeah. We're out of here. Peace.